What's happening? I've seen a lot in the streets here, bro. This street, especially this street here. Lost a lot of friends as well. But at the same time, as soon as the thing were happening, where we could back away, we backed away. I said, live in that building there. That's why I opened shop here. I miss this place.
Town life is one life. Hey, you can't get out of your blood, bro. And like I'm here now, I'm feeling at home. I feel comfortable when I'm here. And when you're not here, you kind of miss this place. Although you can't compare it to like the neighborhoods and the ghettos. It's not the same life. You're free. Although maybe those like, hey, what are you moving here? We like give a fuck because we're like, hey, you know what, this is our joint. Like,
we grew up here, actually.
No, that's the thing. See, if you grow up in town, you're protected by town. No matter where you could be in the world, the guys from Durban will always have your back. That's how.
There's a place here called Himalaya Hotel. If those walls can talk, a lot of people lost their lives here.
You see when that 1947 drive-by that took place, the first drive-by that was recorded in Durban, it took place at Mansfield Road in the Warwick area. Chin Mudley was a gunman. He was the guy the shooter in that incident there, and he was the guy that was sentenced to 7 years. So he got a nickname called 7 Years Chin. That's what everyone knew him as, because he was the first guy to do time for the Crimson League, and he never rattled it. So when he came out of prison 7 years later, his ranking within the gang was actually quite high. But they shipped him up to Joburg because things were very dangerous for him here, because the Dashins wanted retribution now for what he's done. He was also one of the last surviving guys that I managed to meet from the Crimson League. I went with Choto to meet him, and after we met him, he passed away like 3 weeks after that. Even Choto, I mean, I don't know how the Bali survived the last 6 years of his life I spent with him almost every day. You know, when I first met Choto, there was like 30 guys around him, including his bodyguards, friends, family. He had this thing in his head. I came to kill him because in his mind he believed that a young guy will walk up to him and stab him or shoot him to death. So that is why he didn't want me to get anywhere close. Even the guys, his bodyguards and everything, he didn't want me to get close to him. And the person that was closest to Choto Ban at that time was Uncle Dollars, which was the leader of the Queens Brigade gang.
You always should say, you see this town here. No gangster can call himself a gangster if they never take any badges. Check. It's a give and a take. You give badges and you take badges. That's how it works.
He even told me, you can see how high you are in Queen Street. 6-story, 7-story building. He's telling me, you can see how high you are. So he threatened to even throw me out of the building if I didn't want to leave. But I couldn't leave because I reckon town is not a very big place. But it took me 3 months or 4 months to find someone in town. That will tell you how buried Choto Bana was here. Although he lived here, no one could find him, no one knew where he was. And then there was a time when I could walk in there, it would just be him and I sitting and chatting. And the thing is with him, he didn't want to move around too much. So we normally, most of the research was conducted in the Grey Street Mosque. At the same time, while we were doing this research, we didn't realize that the blessing we were getting from the Islam in the Muslim community, because everything was happening in the mosque, everything was happening in Grey Street Mosque. But we were so into the story that we didn't realize that, hey, hold on, we're in a holy ground here, you know, and there's someone above us watching us. So I feel that's why the project also got to where it was and being so successful, is because there was obviously, you know, Allah watching over us and granting us everything that what we managed to get out of the project at the same time. Those of it to me, for you to have the support from the Hazrats and the Sufi Sahib organization, because those from Cape Town ordered the book. This book's being sold there from here. Now, a Gangster book being sold in the mosque. I had the Hazrat, the first Hazrat that came to South Africa in 1860, and I took him out of the book because I said, hey, you know, he's known as the spiritual king of Islam in South Africa, and I said to mix that up with the gangsterism, I don't think it would be a good thing for the communities to remove him. But when the book was going into print, at that time I happened to be introduced to the Sufi Sahib organization, and they said, hey, hold on, we want you to do this. So you continued it, and they signed it off. So that was also surprising for us at the same time. You know what I mean? And once you're in it, you can't come out of it. It's hard. It's very hard. Like for me right now, being broke, you know, it's a hard thing because there was a time, only if you, I think, speak to my wife, she'll be able to tell you about how much of money we used to keep in the house and how much of money we should go through every day You know, and then you sit and think, hey, you know what, you broke today, but hey, shit, there was a time when you had so much money. So, yeah, it's hard. But I sacrifice it to live today. Because as I said, I can come to town, we can walk around without watching our back. You know, we're free. In that life, you're not free. I didn't feel free although I had all that money. Even all the money we had couldn't buy that freedom. Because there's always somebody better than you. There's also somebody out there waiting to take your spot.